Oh, so that was a lot of fun, huh? The show is still going on. No disrespect to the memory of the Grateful Dead, but I was there to watch the opening act, Tab, Trey Anastasio band opening up here the final night. And then, of course, Trey joining Dead and Company for the first couple of songs of their second set. The first set was fun, really, too. I'm a Grateful Dead fan, but not like a big fan. Certainly not a Grateful Dead hater. I mean, in any way. Hey, what's up, Dan Z? It's just checking out some of the webcast. Got through the Trey part. It's getting late here. Did want to jump on. I figured some people would be excited. People are probably still watching, though. Most people are probably not like me. I think Graham Lesh perhaps had just joined them. I don't know if Billy Strings was still around. That probably had come and went. I don't know if Trixie plays anything. She could perhaps be joining them. Could be a big one at the end. Trey could still come back out, but I don't know if they're going to top the Scarlet Begonias Fire on the Mountain duo that they opened up the set with. Trey there saying goodbye. It seemed like he was saying goodbye. He was giving hugs and shaking hands and everything to everybody. Went around to the entire band. So, yeah, it was, right? You're still watching. Cool, cool. Yeah, it looked like it wasn't his first time up there with those guys, huh? Bob knee, shorts below the knee. I don't even know if you could call those shorts. I don't know exactly what that is. He's like a some kind of a cowboy. Hey, what's up, Spud? What's happening? What's up, wingsuit Jeff? You think Bob's wearing a wingsuit? And then the Tab show was fun. I wish they wouldn't play all the Fish songs though. I mean, if they're playing two sets and an encore, I understand, but tonight they didn't necessarily have to. Megilla, you're okay if they're gonna Megilla fits. You're right. Megilla's fine. Think I might have heard some Manteca in there with the when Trey was with Dead and Company. Yeah, the I don't know, but Ghost and everything's right. With what's going through your mind, that's fine. It's interesting. There used to be like set Trey like songs that were Trey songs, like Alive Again, Mozambique. We did get a few classic Trey songs in their shine. That was the beginning of the era. Maybe not the beginning, but they're just so interchangeable now. Doesn't matter if it's Tab or Solo or Fish. It kind of just all goes together. But the Alive Again was one of the highlights for me. What's going through your mind was very good. Wolfman's brother, Ghost, ending the whole thing. And then it was nice. Just like a quick one set, boom, we're out of here. On to the next. Obviously exciting. This is cool. It wasn't quite Fare Thee Well, That was really incredible. A ton of fun. I think hopefully Dead fans have accepted Trey more since then. I don't know what the chip on their shoulder was back then, but there was a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, I feel like, Fare Thee Well, towards Trey. It kind of became about him, either as Fish fans, a lot of us just flocked to it, a lot of Fish fans obviously love the Grateful Dead, so it was just like their dream come true to see if Jerry's not going to be here to see Trey up there. Had to be the next best thing for a lot of Fish fans. And then there's people like me who obviously always listened to the Grateful Dead, heard the Grateful Dead, but wasn't necessarily like a big fan. Never went to a show or anything. And then, so for us, it was a lot about Trey, but it was always cool to hear Trey. Like even tonight, Trey on Scarlet Begonias again. Like it's always going to be cool to see that. It's like we love hearing Fish cover songs. Why wouldn't we want to just see him right up there with the band, even if it is Dead and Company and not obviously the real deal? And boy, how cool would that have been? At some point in the early 90s, late 80s, Trey joining the actual Grateful Dead. Hmm. Well, that's a wasted thought, huh? So oh yeah, and Trey played a Jerry song, "Missing in the Rain." Can't say I knew it. Trey said, wanted people to help sing along. It didn't seem like very many people knew the song. Seemed like a lot of people there to look like Dr. Drew, really. Hey, what's up, Nico? What's up, man? Well, the first set was pretty much just a normal Dead and Company set, and then set two opened with Trey joining them, and they did Scarlet Begonias Fire on the Mountain. It was really good. I mean, at least to me it was. Obviously this wasn't the 1970s or anything, but And then, yeah, Tab did Mission in the Rain. I think it was his first time ever doing that. He said basically no one should ever sing this song other than Jerry. And he was like, but I'm about to. And he did. Didn't seem like the crowd really. I mean, some people did. There were some hardcore people there that knew the song, but it didn't seem to really be singing along. I don't know. I don't know what these fans were exactly. A lot of fans, too. Very cool for Tab to get to play in front of all those people. The milkman showing off on the keys. Yeah, and yeah, that was incredible. And just like how hazy things got. Really just a beautiful setting overall. Nugs doing a great job. Very cool that Nugs webcast all this for sure. And then yeah, you liked Mission in the Rain. That was the highlight of Tab. How many people was that? 75,000 roughly? I don't even know. It's hard to judge when you get that many people. I know I've been at shows with say like in just an open pit like that, maybe 8,000 maybe, and I was trying to be like, what is that one, a tenth, 15, 20% maybe, I don't even know. Um, but that was a lot of people. That was very cool to see. Just anytime there's that many people. I remember being at the very first Bonnaroo seeing Tab. That was nothing compared to this. I mean, obviously Tab and Trey have played some big shows. Yeah, well, whatever. It's not every day Trey's going to be up there playing, and not every day Trey's going to be playing Grateful Dead songs, period. So I certainly tuned in. Oh, are you? Well, Austin, I'm sure you'll have fun. Trey's drummer always made. Well, see, it's amazing to see Ciro still in the band. Trey's lost band members. They've had health scares with fellas such as the Milkman. Ciro somehow, though, still going strong. Seems to have more gadgets. The whistle was a little out of control on Alive Again. He's just blaring the whistle. I thought for a minute they were going to, because he said something, Jerry, whatever moon you're standing on out there or something. It seemed like for a minute he was going to play Standing on the Moon. But no, guess we just got to hear Molly Tuttle do it these days. Molly Tuttle does a very good Standing on the Moon. Not quite like the Grateful Dead's, though. That was a song I did not discover until deep into years after I knew the Grateful Dead. Very happy little surprise. Kind of like a Bob Ross painting. A happy little surprise when I found Standing on the Moon. What a great song. Well, I didn't have much to say. It was obviously exciting to see Trey out there. Him and John Mayer dressed a little too similar. You're right. That's his big chance with that whistle. That was certainly his huge chance. And he took advantage. I mean, at one point he left his little station there. Trey seemed to enjoy it too. Trey was laughing and smiling all the way through Ciro blowing the whistle. So Ciro, he's like a soccer referee or something. What's he, Argentinian? What is Ciro? I forget. I can't remember. Kind of forgot he was in the band, really. How long's it been since what was there, 8 of them up there? How long's it been since this particular band's been together? Maybe not that long, actually. Oh, really? Good. Good to hear, Widespread. But saying MoMA Dance opening. Still going with MoMA Dance openers, huh? Complained about it being the second song. Now it's the opener. I don't think there's any chance Trey was coming back, was there? Seemed like those were some legit goodbyes. Like he's headed somewhere. Well, he's certainly not headed to Hampton just yet. Birmingham, Alpharetta. Well, those shows will be here before we know it. Yeah, I mean, I want to check out the some of these Trey shows. It's nice they upload the Trey shows to the Live Fish app, same way they do the Fish shows. Maybe not with the quickness of, but hmm. I wonder if Mission in the Rain will now become a regular. I doubt it. Yeah, it was not. I mean, I wouldn't mind a few Fish shows with a like maybe one set with the horns. They don't need to do a full-blown tour like that, but maybe a couple. I'd be happy with that. You're a big fan of that chalk dust. Which one was that? Chicago? No, they were past Chicago by the 25th. I'm already losing track of what dates were what. Seven below. Can't believe we got a seven below, but we didn't get a Tila. Oh, really? That is pretty small. Well, every now and then they do sneak in a small place or so, you know. I think they've played some. What is the place in St. Louis they've played occasionally is pretty small. The place in San Francisco they play occasionally pretty small. So this Birmingham one though probably outdoors. Be the first time they've played a real 9,000 is not bad. That's not too hateful. Yeah, Hampton should be a lot of fun. And then well, also have July 20th, 2014 coming up on the channels. Be recapping that show. Chicago, Northerly. I know, Tom. Unfortunately. A lot of people seem to love it, though. In fact, that got one of the biggest pops of the night, Loving Cup. It's a shame. Sad, really. You had to remind me, didn't you? All right, guys. Well, I know I wasn't on here long, but I was just excited to see Trey out there with John Mayer, of course. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'll have to take a look at that title. You're right. What's it say? Something you just saw dead and Trey at 60. O'Teal is 60. So, I don't even know exactly how old Bob Weir is, but for him to, the three original guys to still be out there playing anything, no matter the tempo. O'Teal's had himself a hell of a gig here the last decade, huh? Well, good for O'Teal. All right, guys. Boom. We're out of here. Well, if you check out the Trey show, if they upload it, definitely check out the Alive Again and the Missions in the Rain. Mission in the Rain. Boom. Appreciate you too, CTB. I know. Eventually we'll get a Maki Supa. I don't know. We'll be doing some picks and we'll be recapping some shows. Kaboom, Spud. And in fact, boom. We'll even get perhaps we'll preview the upcoming handful of shows. It's going to be like April all over again, but it's summer. Not quite fall. Boom. Nice seeing you, Dan Z. The cats are out on the porch. That was, huh, Wally P? Wonder if we'll ever get it again. That was nice. Like Trey said, nobody should sing it. I'm about to sing it. Maybe he won't be. Boom, Nico. Thanks, guys. We'll see you. You have a good night. Have a good week, in fact. Tom Lake's calling it. Guaranteed. Put it in your pick 5. Maki Supa, Hampton. Might even be considered a long shot at this point. I mean, I know that he's guaranteeing it, but I got to start working on some picks. Later, Nick. Boom, guys. Everybody that watches later, boom. I got anything for you? I think I got much for you. Mary thinks it's real funny when I say waterfowl for some reason. And I think I've discovered it's because you're saying something kind of goofy. You're trying to be serious, but you're talking about ducks. I'm trying to act like I'm some professor or something. I work for the Bureau of Land Management, waterfowl. I don't know. I just saw the shirt and reminded me we were down when we were on Bald Head. She was just like, what was that? And I was like, some kind of waterfowl. And she laughs. I remind her occasionally, every time I say waterfowl. Is it kind of like wombat? Some people are just going to laugh when I say wombat. Something about them W's. Anyhow. No waterfowl tonight. Just it got a little hazy there after the beginning, huh? No more, man. I was thinking about perhaps giving you an elbow. How's how we looking? I've been putting lotion on them elbows. Look at that. Better looking than yours. Boom. Out of here. One more. You got one more. It was a Canadian boom. Waterfowl.